Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here today. In order to support environmental and justice communities, I think it's imperative that rulemaking and permitting processes still allow these communities to have economic opportunities. You've spoken about that. I've supported bills like the Use It Act, which helps to maximize development of carbon capture technology. Those promising technologies are essential to reducing emissions while we're protecting jobs. President Biden has recognized that reducing power sector emissions requires, quote, leveraging the carbon pollution-free energy potential of power plants retrofitted with carbon capture. So, Ms. Flowers, I was surprised when I read the recommendations from the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council, of which you were the vice chair, I think, that group stated in their report, quote, that any support for carbon capture, utilization, and storage would harm disadvantaged communities. So I'm asking you, Ms. Flowers, do you personally agree with that recommendation that the administration should stop supporting carbon capture and utilization technology?
Well, first of all, I don't speak on behalf of the WEJAC. I'm here as a private citizen, but I will give you my personal opinion.
Okay.
My personal opinion is based on my conversations with environmental activists living in communities in California and other places that that could potentially deal with carbon capture. They're concerned that carbon capture will harm their communities, and I think that the position of the other folk in the WEJAC that made sure that that was there was based on the lived experiences of people who've dealt with carbon capture, who believe that it would do harm. And part of one of the tenets of environmental justice is to do no harm. So, but in my personal opinion, I would like to see air quality monitoring in Cancer Alley and whatever needs to happen to make sure that those plants are either shut down or they're not polluting those communities as they are today. I don't have enough information about carbon capture to be able to make an educated opinion about it. But basically, what I am looking for is whatever kinds of technologies that can make sure that we all have access to clean air and clean water.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The reason I'm interested in this, obviously, is where I'm from. I'm from West Virginia, but the report that came from the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council is different than what the actual administration and Council of Environmental Quality is saying, that CCUS has a critical role to play in decarbonizing the global economy. So I think that's a juxtaposition there of two different positions coming from the same administration. I'd like to know from Ms. Harden and Mr. Rexroad. This is something I've struggled with, again, being a West Virginian, because we have so many people that are heavily impacted by regulations or by new policies that come forward or by the inability to fix the problems. But where my frustration comes from, and I think I hear this from both of you, is that do you actually go to the people that live there who actually, Mr. Rexroad, you said it well in your statement, nobody is going to care for your place, your environment, your property, your part of the world that's so deep in your culture better than you. Nobody knows how to care for that better than you. And so is that a frustration for you that sometimes all these decisions are made and your voice is never heard?
Thank you for the question. We truly believe that at heart we are by nature, by culture, by how we live off the land, we are the best stewards of the land.
Right.
We walk the land, we tent, we fish, we hunt, we trap. All these things bring a spiritual link and a personal link to the land that we care for. That sustains our way of life. And in terms of the rest of Alaska, I truly believe that the 130,000 Native Alaskans share that philosophy of life. And many of them are being directly or indirectly impacted by these contaminants and pollutants.
Thank you. Well, you would believe that West Virginians are right there with you. And I think a lot of people in the country, and Mississippians, the same. Ms. Harden, you mentioned, people say, just leave, just go away. You can't. Right. You can't. You don't want to. It's part of who you are.
and you go out into your community. Well, most of the time, the community comes to us because our dairy bar is like the center of
Right.
our town. And you know, you get the farmer coming in and telling you how things are and how hard it's going to be for their life, and then you get the farmer's employees coming in and letting you know how hard it's going to be for their life. And it goes on and on from the top to the bottom.
Thanks.
I see it all and I hear it all.
Right.
And my job isn't just to be a business owner. My job is to care for these people and take care of these people because
you.
they are who takes care of me.
Thank you. Thank you very much.